Well, everybody, Joe Burrow is officially sidelined for 3 months. Adam Scheffler has reported that he will be out yesterday. He suffered a really bad toe injury in the early first half of the game, was seen in a walking boot. Now he is officially out for 3 weeks. Praying for you, brother, as former LSU alumni gets better and hopefully can be on the field soon. However, in today's video, we are going to be, of course, reacting to the Big 12 games that were being played this weekend. We're going to talk about them, break them down, then we'll have Big 12 predictions, and then later today, we will also have AHSAA predictions. So, lots of posting going on this week. Tomorrow, we'll have predictions and reactions as well from the ACC, and then we'll also react to the NFL games after tonight's doubleheader on Monday Night Football. So, stay tuned for that. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers did lose yesterday. However, Bryce picked it up in the second half and played elite. I just hate that the offensive line couldn't block for him. We'll go more in depth on that in our NFL reaction video tomorrow, so stay tuned for that one. But I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. The Dallas Cowboys getting the win as well in overtime. What a weekend it was in college football and NFL football. And we have some Big 12 games that we got to react to, so let's go ahead and react to them right now as we go ahead and talk about week number 3 of the college football season. All right, so kicking us off here on Friday night, we had Colorado going into Houston. Wingman, the transfer quarterback for Houston, getting the job done over the Buffaloes. Buffaloes went with a new quarterback this week. Obviously, that did not pan out, and Dion and the company is going to have some things to kind of adjust to in this Big 12 conference, right? Connor Wingman, the new quarterback, 222 yards for Houston. No touchdown passes, I believe, as the run game for Houston scored a couple of touchdowns, and the defense picked it up for Houston as well. I watched a little bit of this game while I was at the Spanish Fort in Saraland game, as that game was a blowout, but it was still a good time. Houston, get the job done over Colorado. They are going to be a threat in the Big 12, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen with this Houston Cougar team down the line. Moving on, we had another Friday night banger of a matchup. Kansas State going into Arizona. Late night Friday, early morning Saturday for me as I went to Auburn this weekend. And this weekend I will be, of course, probably back at South Alabama. But Kansas State going into Arizona. Arizona 3-0 now on the year. Avery Johnson has been struggling these past few weeks, as Kansas State was projected to win the Big 12. However, that is probably not going to happen anymore, as Faleto, the Arizona quarterback, 178 yards. The running game for Arizona, 200 yards on the ground as well. And Brown, the quarterback, the wide receiver for Kansas State, led the way in receiving with 68 yards. So, Arizona getting the win. This was not a Big 12 game. So, people who think that it's a Big 12 game, don't. They came out and said that this is not a conference game. However, it, of course, has major implications because Kansas State is already down 1-3 right now, and Arizona is now 3-0 on the season in non-con play. So heading into Big 12 play, Arizona and Houston look to be two teams to watch here going into this Big 12 conference, and it's a wide open one. So, hey, why not, right? Arizona getting the job done over Kansas State, showing why they're going to be a threat in the Big 12. Next game up, we have Iowa State beating Arkansas State, and I was kind of right on this one. I said that Arkansas State would give ISU a fight, right? They're coming off a big win against their rival Iowa. Obviously, they're on the road at a Sun Belt team as well. They gave them a little bit of a fight there, especially in that second and fourth quarter. However, Beck turned on the Jets at the end of that game. 265 passing yards, 1 touchdown on the day as well. And the running game for Iowa State, 165 rushing yards as well, 116 rushing yards on the ground for the Cyclones, as they are also 4-0 on the year and look to be probably the team that is going to win this Big 12 conference. Moving on, we had Utah going into Wyoming. Utah getting the job done. Utah's quarterback, Damper, I believe is how you say that name, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day, so they were airing the ball out a lot. Did not get to watch this game at all, so I'm not even going to act like I watched it, but they look to be airing the ball out a lot, which is good, especially in this Big 12, where the defenses are a little lackluster. So you're going to air the ball out, you might as well get started doing it here in Big 12 play. Texas Tech demolishing Oregon State. I thought this game was going to be a close one, but Oregon State just looks terrible, man. They had that loss to Cal a couple of weeks ago. Now they lose to Texas Tech on the road in a blowout loss as Morton, the quarterback, 464 yards, 4 touchdowns on the day. Their offense is rolling heading into Big 12 conference play, and they will also be a team to watch here in this conference as well. Texas Tech getting the job done at home against Oregon State. Samford going into Baylor, wearing the Baylor hat right now. Sawyer Robertson, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day. Not a bad day at all for the Baylor Bears as they get the job done. In the first quarter, looked a little slow, sluggish, but Baylor did ultimately get the job done at home against Samford as they improved to 2-1 on the season. Pitt, West Virginia. This was an absolute banger, and I actually watched a lot of this game coming home from the Auburn game. This game was a phenomenal game. Obviously, the quarterback for Pittsburgh led the way with 303 yards, 1 touchdown as well. However, West Virginia's rushing attack is what got them the job done. 3 touchdowns, 141 yards on the ground. I know Pat McAfee is loving it right now. However, they did lose to Ohio last week, so it was a great bounce-back win, and they could potentially be a threat to some of these teams in the Big 12. Now, I'm not going to say that they're going to win the Big 12 or anything, but they could be a team that, if somebody's looking beyond them, knocks a team off. We've seen that here happen in a couple of weeks in this Big 12 conference. So, very interested to watch this West Virginia team and how they manage that week in and week out of course, Big 12 conference play. But for now, they get the job done, and they are 2-1 on the season. So, West Virginia getting the job done. Next game up, we had Northwestern State losing to Cincinnati 70-0. Again, this was as expected as they probably took out all the starters. I didn't even watch this game. But they obviously 5 touchdown passes for the Cincinnati quarterback. Not bad. 1 rushing touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown for the leading receiver as well. So Cincinnati, again, doing what they need to do here, winning this game, and of course moving on to 2-1 on the year after that loss to Nebraska. Moving on, Abilene Christian going into TCU. TCU getting the job done. 3-0 on the season for the Horned Frogs. Or 2-0, excuse me, rather. Josh Hoover, 21 of 27, 327, rather, 4 touchdown passes on the day. Not a bad day at the office for the TCU quarterback at all, as they are still undefeated and definitely can make some noise in this Big 12 conference. Texas State, Arizona State, the nightcap here of the Big 12. The last game we will talk about. Sam Levet, 15 of 25, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, a good bounce back after losing to Mississippi State this weekend. They get the job done. They are now 2-1 on the year, and they could potentially also be a threat. So the teams that I think are going to be threats here in the Big 12, especially after Week 3 right now, are Arizona State. Obviously, we'll talk a little Arizona as well. Houston's going to be in there, Texas Tech, Utah. There's 5 or 6 teams that are going to be in there, and then you have teams like West Virginia who could potentially knock off a Big 12 type of team, contender team every other weekend. So this conference is going to be a fun conference to follow throughout the college football season as conference play is about to start up as well, and I cannot wait for it. But you guys let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. I'll see you all in the next video. Obviously, not a whole lot to talk about right now, but Big 12 reactions, predictions are coming up next. Stay tuned for that one. We'll talk about the games this weekend, and then, of course, we'll have Alabama high school predictions for you guys as well. Thank you all so much for watching this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.